Tonight, a China-Russia deal before the Olympics, the verdict in the Breonna Taylor-related shooting, and 1 million Ukrainian refugees seek safety. All that and more coming up on The Rundown. Welcome to The Rundown. I'm your host, Sienna Rampula. Let's kick off the night with an update on Ukraine. Over 1 million people flee Ukraine in the first week of Russia's invasion, and more than 500,000 refugees have fled to Poland. Russia is denying that it's targeting civilians, but Secretary of State Antony Blinken says that the military is striking schools, hospitals, and residences. The United Nations has predicted that over 4 million people may eventually flee from Ukraine. Reports are out that China previously asked Russia to delay the Ukraine invasion until after the Winter Olympics. This indicates that China likely had an idea of the invasion before it was actually executed. A source familiar with the situation confirmed that China made the request but refused to give details. The invasion seems to show no signs of stopping, and if China had prior knowledge of the invasion, they may have thrown another wrench into the situation. President Biden chose Ketanji Brown Jackson as his nominee for Supreme Court, making her the first black woman to sit on the court if confirmed by the Senate. The confirmation hearing is expected to begin on March 21st, with the final Senate vote on April 8th. Jackson met with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer on Wednesday. After the meeting, Schumer told reporters that he thought she was, quote, brilliant and beloved. I'll add a third B, belongs, end quote. Senator Dick Durbin pushed back against claims that the process is being rushed, citing that Jackson appeared before Judiciary Committee less than a year ago and that there will be less ground to cover. An instructor looks to improve the well-being of her students with a new partner in the classroom. Reporter Jordan Fremstead has the story.
We're going to get started because I want to respect and honor everybody's time here.
Students attend school in plenty of ways.
For the next 3 weeks, you're going to be able to practice interviewing.
Whether virtual or in person, Western's Cindy Prindle passes her knowledge to the next wave of technology experts.
We're still on the cusp of being normal, if there is such a thing as normal.
One way.
He's so mellow.
Prindle provides peace.
Good boy.
In the midst of society's rat race, is with the presence of her trained therapy dog, Murphy.
And that adds some normalcy to the classroom.
Murphy connects with students through his actions.
And he'll recognize one of his students in the classroom.
Students who struggle need no words for Murphy to understand.
And he'll walk over and he'll pick up on that and he'll sense that.
Oh, yeah, that's great. De-stresses a bit,
Sam O'Neill can relate.
He's a professional at what he does.
Even students who learn from a webcam can't help but feel Murphy's attendance.
It definitely helps me.
Prindle wants to find solutions to improve students' well-being.
Therapy dogs are meant to be petted. He's a part of a study right now.
She is collecting data, 2 years' worth, to understand dogs like Murphy and their true impact on people's mental wellness.
He kind of follows me around when I walk around the classroom.
Data that so far shows promise, but her eyes tell her more.
People are happy. It's noticeable.
Dogs like Murphy exist outside the classroom in a variety of professions.
I have physicians in the classroom with dogs, bringing therapy dogs into their units.
All the way to district attorneys for various counties falling in love with this therapy.
Isn't that the truth, Alex? Right?
For Prindle, this is all so personal.
It means a lot to me because It starts internally. You know, we all have things that we deal with, including myself.
She wants to keep this conversation alive.
He's been doing this a long time, 5 years, and it's been nothing but love like this.
Perhaps improving a student's day so they can focus on their goals.
It helps them be the best version of themselves possible.
One of many ways those goals become achievements and cities become better communities.
It's just something that I want to share
This is Jordan Fremstead.
with other people.
News 8 Now, La Crosse.
Coming up, a detective is in tears after testifying during Breonna Taylor's trial.
Got a quarter?
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
A former Louisville Metro Police detective is found not guilty on all charges in the shooting related to the death of Breonna Taylor. Brett Hankinson tearfully testified about opening fire in Breonna Taylor's home. The former detective said he believed his fellow officers were being gunned down in the apartment, and he fired to defend them and himself. Hankinson is charged with 3 counts of wanton endangerment, and prosecutors say he shot 10 shots blindly. We've heard of and been affected by the Delta and Omicron variant, but scientists found a new coronavirus strain in deer. This highly divergent strain was found in a small population of white-tailed deer in Ontario, Canada. It was also found in a person from the same area of the deer, but there was no evidence of the deer-to-human contact. The Gloucester County Board of Commissioners declares March as Amnesty Tire Month. The solid waste complex will be accepting free tire drop-offs the entire month. Discarded tires can fill with water, which creates a breeding ground for mosquitoes that can carry viruses such as West Nile. Director Frank DeMarco says collecting tires eliminates this risk. There is a limit of 10 tires per residence and is limited to Gloucester County residents only. The complex will be accepting tires from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. In honor of Women's History Month, Melina Barnes takes a look at the legacy of Ida B. Wells.
March is Women's History Month, a month that highlights the contributions women have made to society. Tonight, we honor Ida B. Wells, a Black journalist and owner of the news publication Memphis Free Speech. She was an abolitionist and feminist who led an anti-lynching crusade in the 1890s. A lynching in 1892 is what kickstarted her activism. 3 Black men set up a grocery store. This took business away from the white-owned store nearby. The Black owners guarded their store against attacks and ended up shooting several white vandals. They were arrested and brought to jail. Shortly after, a lynch mob took them from their cells and murdered them. Wells wrote several articles telling the world about these lynchings and the wrongful deaths of Black Americans. She spent 2 months traveling in the South, gathering information on other lynchings. A mob stormed the office of her newspaper, destroying all her equipment, but Wells was in New York when it happened. She was warned she would be killed if she ever returned to Memphis, but that did not stop her. In 1893, she published A Red Record, an examination of lynchings in America. She brought her campaign to the White House, which led to a protest in Washington, D.C. that called for President William McKinley to make reforms. Over 100 years later, Wells's work is still relevant. The House of Representatives just passed the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act of 2022, which would make lynching a federal hate crime. But 3 House Republicans voted against the bill, arguing that it implies that lynching is not already illegal and that it would endanger freedom of speech. But with cases like Ahmaud Arbery's, this bill is still relevant. Recently, Mattel added a tribute doll of Wells to Barbie's Inspiring Women series. With an impressive legacy of social justice, she showed the courage that comes with exposing truth.
Up next, an interesting surprise found in clam chowder.
Sorry about that. No, I've been staying at my dad's place because of everything.
Where are we going?
He's good. Yeah, I know, we keep missing each other. I've been working out of my dad's house, doing some reading. I should be working out more. I just feel like I'm drowning.
Navigating these times can be tough, but while you care for your loved one, you also need to care for yourself. Go to aarp.org/caregiving for free mental health and self-help tips.
Finding something that isn't food in your restaurant order is not usually a good thing, but it was great for one New Jersey man who found a pearl in his clam chowder. Michael Spressler was eating dinner with his wife Maria at the Lobster House in Cape May when he felt something hard in his soup. Turns out it was a pearl worth thousands of dollars. However, the couple decided they wanted to keep it for themselves. Maria said, quote, "It's a beautiful remembrance of that day." End quote. The San Diego Zoo has its newest attraction, and it's not what you'd expect. The zoo unveiled Percy the porcupine, a 2-story puppet that is believed to be the largest puppet in the world. Certification from the Guinness Book of World Records is still pending. The puppet features 2,000 foam quills and weighs more than a ton. Percy will remain in the park for a week and then will move to its permanent home at the zoo's new Wildlife Explorers Base Camp. Next, we go to Melina with the latest in entertainment news.
Critics slam Kanye West for a music video where he buries SNL cast member and Kim Kardashian's boyfriend Pete Davidson alive. The rapper released visuals for his single Easy featuring The Game. The video shows Kanye as a cartoon dragging a restrained Davidson with a bag over his head. He then removes the bag and throws seeds on his head. Davidson has been the subject of Kanye's rants, and fans feel that he has gone too far. Melinda Gates reveals that an affair led to her divorce from Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates. In an interview with Gayle King that airs March 3rd, Gates revealed that she was an emotional wreck after announcing their divorce after 27 years of marriage. She said she forgave Bill for the 2000 affair, but there came a point when she realized what they had wasn't healthy and she couldn't trust what they had. Glee actor Darren Criss reveals that his older brother, Charles Chuck Criss, died by suicide last month at age 35. Darren referred to his brother's death as a colossal shock, saying, quote, "There was something so disarming about his mild manner that you couldn't help but feel affection towards him," end quote. He also said that his lapse in mental wellness took him, but shouldn't define who he is as a person. Wheel of Fortune fans were left shocked after contestants failed to solve a common phrase. The phrase, "another feather in your cap," was 4 letters short from being solved. One of the contestants, Laura, left viewers frustrated as she guessed another feather in your hat and another feather in your lap. Host Pat Sajak defended the contestants, saying viewers have no idea what it's like in the studio and to cut them some slack.
Coming up, a Rowan University senior is promoting inclusivity in the classroom through her children's book. Stay tuned for more details.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
A robot developed for femur bone repair takes a big step towards commercialization, receiving support from National Science Foundation. For years now, Dr. Mohammed Abidin Nassab, an assistant professor at biomedical engineering at Rowan, has been developing a robotic system to assist doctors in femur procedures. The NSF has awarded Nassab $250,000 to continue development and hopefully get it out to the medical field. Rowan University senior Paige Starr is promoting inclusivity in the classroom with her new children's book called Brave Blake. The story revolves around a child named Blake who overcomes the taunts of a bully and wins his school's Best Smile competition. Blake is inspired by Starr's brother in real life, both donning the same name and both having Vanderwood syndrome, a genetic syndrome associated with the cleft lip and palate. You can find Brave Blake on Amazon. Now, Katie Amrine sits down with the student co-sponsorship coordinator from Rowan After Hours.
Hi, I'm Katie Amrine, and tonight we are doing our special report for The Rundown. My guest this evening is Rana of the Rowan After Hours. He is the student co-sponsorship coordinator. Rana, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
So before we talk about Ra, I want to get into a little bit more about you. What's your major? What's your, where did you come from? Your career aspirations?
I'm Rana. I'm from Nepal originally, but I've been doing my undergrad degree here for the past couple of years now. I'm a senior, and because I'm a biochemistry major, I want to do something in pharmaceuticals, something in genetics, or something like that.
So Ra is can you explain what that is, what your organization does?
So RA is basically an organization that allows students to have a fun night every Thursday, Friday, Saturday from 9 p.m. until 1 a.m. It's a very safe, inclusive environment, and everybody is welcome, especially undergrads. So yeah, we provide platforms for others to get exposure to our own community as well, and that is like one of my jobs as well.
Yeah, can you dive into more of your responsibilities?
Yeah, so because I'm the co-sponsorship coordinator, I help with co-sponsoring events with RA, so any kind of organizations or clubs or departments at Rowan, and if they require any sort of exposure or they want to have their own massive event, I help coordinate that, and I help to talk with the higher ups and etc. And formulate an event for them.
So what is your favorite event that you've ever done or been a part of?
There's so many, actually. I love doing rockapella, anything that is performance-based. Rowan's Got Talent, RTN co-sponsored with that. But besides that, even Greek Talent Show, Battle of the Bands, which is coming up soon. All of those performance-based performances, I just love those.
So let's talk about some of the upcoming events. Tell me about it.
So yeah, so one of the events that is coming up is Battle of the Bands, which is on 26th of March, and the registration for the participation is around Saturday, which is 5th of March, and yeah, it is going to be awesome. Holly Bash is coming up soon as well, and for RA specifically, there's going to be a destination weekend, and it's going to be casino night, Broadway, Hollywood, etc. And by the way, Battle of the Bands is co-sponsored with SUP as well. So yeah.
How can students get more involved? Where should they look for information?
So they can go to ProfLink. If they want to co-sponsor an event, we have co-sponsorship interest form that is open, and any club, senators, or any representative can go there and file on this form, and we can have a look. They can email me. And they can have a look at the SCCA site, and at the RA section, they have my email over there, and they can directly email me.
What event are you most excited for coming up? Is it Battle of the Bands, or is there something else that you are interested in?
I'm interested in both, Holly Bash as well as Battle of the Bands. Both of them are going to be massive. Basically, the winner of the Battle of the Bands will be opening for the main Holly Bash concert that we're going to have with the artists.
Yeah.
And we have something known as People's Pleaser Award, and the winner of that will be closing the small stage that will be happening in Holly Bash. So it's going to be a massive event, both of them, and I'm pretty much excited for both of them.
That sounds like so much fun. I cannot wait. I think I'm going to try to go for sure. Thank you so much for watching, and back to Sienna at the desk.
Coming up, Jamie with our sports report.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
The MLB lockout continues, James Harden's Sixers debut, and more as we go to Jamie with our sports report.
It was a swing and a miss for Major League Baseball this week as opening day has been canceled. The schedule will drop from 162 games to likely around 156 for the first time in 27 years due to a labor dispute between the Players Union and the league. This fight has been a long time coming as players are angry at the 4% decrease in pay from 2015 and the shortened schedule in 2020. Players will not be paid for the missed games. According to the Associated Press, players would lose $20.5 million in salary for each day of the season that's canceled. James Harden made his Sixers home debut last night, bringing a new energy to the Wells Fargo Center. He led the Sixers in points with 19 in the first half. Harden recorded a total of 26 points, 9 assists, and 9 rebounds. The Sixers won 123-108. The Sixers have won all of their games since acquiring Harden. The Winter Paralympics are due to start on Friday, but it'll be without Russian and Belarusian athletes. The International Paralympic Committee was originally going to allow those athletes to compete as neutral athletes. They would have no flags or national symbols because of the Ukraine invasion. This decision was reversed less than 24 hours later. The reversal comes as the IPC discovered that athletes would refuse to compete against Russians or Belarusians. The IPC president, Andrew Parsons, says they underestimated the negative reaction they would receive. Parsons addressed the Russian and Belarusian athletes, saying, quote, "We are very sorry that you are affected by the decisions your governments took last week," end quote. Back to you, Sienna.
Let's turn to Matt Labicki, who has this week's weather report.
Tonight in Glassboro, it's going to be a low of 20 degrees with mostly clear skies. However, if you got some plans earlier in the night, you should be okay if you have to walk somewhere because it's not going to creep into that 20 degrees until earlier in the AMs. Now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. Tomorrow, it's going to be a high of 42, a low of 28 with the sun in the sky. So if you want to make some plans outside to start off your weekend, tomorrow would be the day to do so. Saturday, it's going to be a high of 54 and a low of 43. Mostly cloudy, however, you are going to get your warm weather in the afternoon to make some plans outside again. Unfortunately, as we creep into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it appears as though we're going to get hit with the rain again. So if you have any plans Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I would recommend bringing your umbrella with you. Sunday, we're going to have a high of 71, a low of 57. Monday, a high of 73 and a low of 46. And Tuesday, a high of 58 and a low of 33. Now we're going to head to our weather window. Okay, so as we can see here, it was a beautiful afternoon in Glassboro today. We can see some people walking to class. Not cold enough to take the jackets off yet, but the sun was out and it was a nice day to be out there. And then here we have Ocean City's boardwalk today. It was a nice day to take a stroll down the boardwalk, and we're hoping we can get down there soon with some even warmer weather. So Sienna, spring break coming soon.
I'm so excited. What are your plans for spring break?
I don't have any huge plans as of now, but I'm hoping to spend some time with some family and enjoy some warmer weather.
That's very, very sweet. I mean, come on, it's going to be 70 next week.
Yep.
Things are looking up.
Yes. How about yourself? Any big plans?
Yeah, I'm going to be going to Mexico. I'm going to be going to Cabo with a bunch of my sorority sisters. It's going to be a very, very fun time, and, you know, I'll send you a postcard.
That's awesome. I'll leave you with it.
All right, I'll see you. Thank you for joining us on The Rundown. I'm Sienna Rampula, and we'll see you next week. Good night. Ha 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 ha.